Hello and welcome to a special interview with Chirag Shetty. Chirag and Satvik just won the Singapore Open, and thereafter, we were a bit concerned when they pulled out of the Indonesian Open. Chirag is back in India at the moment. So, two things we will celebrate. We will celebrate the Singapore Open, do a deep dive because we generally don't get an opportunity to do a deep dive in interviews. We keep asking about current questions, but this whole performance from that Paris Olympics setback to this transformation, it has not been easy. And I've followed almost every game they've played to try and do a deep dive. How difficult was it? How bad the scarring was? And obviously to ask questions about the injury. Chirag, first question, you pulled out of the Indonesian Open because of Satvik's shoulder niggle. How bad is it? Is there any concern? Do we need to be concerned because many important tournaments, including the World Championship, coming up?
Yeah, I think to answer your first question, I think yeah, we had to withdraw from the Indonesia Open because mainly because we didn't want to aggravate. He had some pain in his shoulder. Obviously, that happened before. He's always had pain, but post BAC, the Badminton Asia Championship, where we withdrew at the last minute, like he didn't get a lot of weeks before we started playing again in Thomas Cup, where he could actually do really heavy rehab and strength training. So it was always we were managing it, and we managed it throughout the Thomas Cup, then the Thailand Open, and now the Singapore Open as well. And in that span of time, I think uh, we played a lot of matches, and since we were playing right till the very end. So there was a lot of load on his shoulder, and I think it was wise of us to actually pull out from the Indonesia Open. Obviously, it's a big tournament, but keeping the season ahead, there are plenty of tournaments uh, that we can play. So we decided not to push ourselves this week. Since we've already got a good result, it's better to ease down a bit, take a back seat, do rehab, recover, and then focus on the next set of tournaments, especially the World Championships and the Asian Games as well.
How long do you reckon you will be out? Because when can we expect you back? Obviously, the World Championship is 17th to 23rd August, so
Yeah,
that gives us what, 2.5 months still, but there are multiple
yeah.
tournaments in the middle. But when can we expectedly? Obviously, you cannot give us a firm date, but when can
Yeah.
we expect to see you back?
Like we are hoping to get back for the Japan and China Open before the World Championships. That is almost a month from now. That was a initial plan where we would in the initial plan we would have played Indonesia and then focused on Japan and China. But now since we withdrew from Indonesia, we've sort of reduced the load, and we have got an extra week of rehab and rest to get fully fit for Japan and China. So I think hopefully we'll be able to get back to playing from Japan and China.
Now let's come to the Singapore Open, Chirag. You beat the Korean duo, who are obviously world champions at the moment. They've been in red hot form right through 2025. That semi-final was a crackjack match. I was watching 21. It was an extraordinarily intense match, and then obviously also the final after losing the first game. Can you tell us a little bit, because gradually over the last couple of months we have seen the intensity grow. How difficult, and if I kind of take this as an arc from Paris to now. Before Paris, the peak had happened, you all were winning everything, world number one, going into Paris expectedly to medal. Didn't happen. That's how sport is. And then the trough, injuries, self-doubt, all of that. Can you tell me about this whole arc? And with the Singapore Open, is that arc complete, and is Satvik and Chirag back?
Yeah, I think obviously after Paris, we didn't have the best of times. I think we both had to deal with injuries and also personal setbacks as well. So it wasn't the best of times, but I think we kept fighting. And I think for almost 2 years, we weren't able to win a title. I always believed that eventually the win will come, but it was just a matter of time, and we need to keep pushing ourselves. And if we are uh, doing the right things, eventually it will come because we've done it before and we know how. to win titles. So I think that's what we did. We kept believing in ourselves, and I think uh, I wouldn't say we are uh, at our best yet, but we are slowly getting to our best, and I think that is more important. And I think that win against Kim and Seo was definitely really crucial. I think, uh, like I had said this uh, in a in one of my interviews as well, that nobody on the circuit is unbeatable. Everybody on the and on that given day, if they play the right kind of game and are a bit lucky, and one can beat anybody. So I think when we entered the court, we knew for a fact that if we keep things simple and we keep it and we play as much as possible to the plan, then we definitely stand a chance to beat them. And that's what happened. I think even when we were down against them, especially um, like the last time that we played against them in the China finals, we were leading 14-7 or 8, but
Yeah.
they were quite uh, I think from then on they hardly made any easy mistakes, and we eventually lost 21-19, and then second game was neck to neck, but eventually they took it away and won. I think 21-18. So, but this time we trailed almost throughout the match, but till the very end we knew that if we just need a strike of good points, and things will turn around. And even at 17-12 when we were down, I think at both me and Sadvik knew that if we keep it simple and to the plan, then we'll get that win eventually, and that's what happened. Won the first game 19, and then even the second we were down 14-10, 14-11. Then we had a good spurt of points where we scored um, six on a row, and then we led 17-14, and then I think it turned around in our favor. So I think, yeah, it's been a long journey, but I think I wouldn't say it's complete as yet, because we are still in that phase where we want to keep improving ourselves, and I still feel there's plenty more to improve upon, and those are good signs. I wouldn't say, because there's always something to look forward to the next day, and there's plenty to improve on, and I think learning is an ongoing process, and it will always keep going. But I am happy that we are on the right track.
You know, when injuries happen or a disappointment happens, and a big disappointment happens. I mean, Paris, I still remember when you guys came into the mix zone, hardly any one of us could speak. Obviously, when to think about what was going through your mind must have been blank, because that first game, and then even up to 7, 8 points into the second game, it was all going to plan, and then it went downhill. Was there ever self-doubt that can we get back together? Can should you know should we play together? Injuries, personal setbacks, because we've seen pairs split up. We've seen things happen, right, in sport when sport starts to ask questions of people. And in that scarring, I remember catching up with you in September of 24. Uh, it looked kind of very difficult at that point, but and that's why I'm so happy with the Singapore Open, because it shows resilience. Was there ever self-doubt, and did you all kind of question each other at that point?
Yeah, plenty. I think as athletes, and when you're playing a professional sport where the competition is so high, uh, there are pairs that come every couple of months who just break into the circuit and are a new upcoming pair, and you never really know, especially with countries like China, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, who have such a really strong bench strength. It's not really easy, and especially after the Paris Olympics, we were out for 4 months straight, where we didn't know when we will be back on court. So obviously you have self doubt, plenty of it, because it's a new cycle that starts again, and new pairs come in, and you don't really know how good you can play. Uh, you are good, but there will always be thoughts where will I be able to play at that level again? Though those thoughts keep coming in, but I think what we do really well is that we keep believing in ourselves. It's easier said than done, but we keep telling ourselves that. our job is to give our best on court. And if things fall into place, if the wins are uh, meant for us, they will come. What really is in our hands is to give our best and push ourselves on court in the practice sessions, in the matches, and things will eventually fall into place. And I think that belief sort of keeps, um I think, keeps keeps pushing. Like we keep pushing ourselves through that belief, and I think that is one of the major reasons why we've been able to uh, play the way we are.
It was interesting to see Matthias put out that photograph, or that
Mm.
photograph that got kind of circulated.
Mm.
Uh, when did that happen? And now that you have Tan Kim Her and Matthias as part of your support staff helping somewhat, uh, tell me a little bit about that, because for a while this coaching thing was a bit of an issue, but now it seems all settled. Is that kind of the plan? Will he work with you all till the Asian Games, even beyond? How is that support unit shaping up?
Right now, I think it's a little more to do with analysis part. The other things are still in the pipeline, but it's not confirmed as yet. And I think, but right now we've been working with him on the analysis part, match analysis mainly, and it's been working well. And yeah, I think right now both Tan coach and Matthias have been helping us. Like Tan coach is obviously our main coach, and Matthias sort of brings the analysis part where he analyzes matches, which he is quite good at. And so yeah, so far I think it's been working quite well.
So will he, what's the plan? Will he travel to the Asian Games or be
Right
part of the
now,
World
nothing is on
Championship?
paper. Right now, nothing is on paper. So right now, we can't. I can't really comment on anything. But let's see how it goes.
Okay.
Mm.
Uh, you mentioned the fact about China, Indonesia, Malaysia. Some of these countries, pairs keep coming up. There is a Satwik Chirag who have become kind of the best in the world. You guys are, right? I mean, at this point, the best in the world, one of the best in the world, except Arjun and who've done very well, by the way, in Indonesia. I don't see too many pairs coming up. Why? Why is it that our bench strength is? And despite the fact that when I see a badminton tournament now at a grassroots level or a junior level, and Gopi tells me the number of people playing have exponentially grown, entries have grown. Why is it that we are not getting the second Satwik Chirag or people who can challenge you in India?
I think, yeah, I think as Gopi sir said, the number of people who are playing the sport has grown exponentially. I think the first time I used to play in the junior circuits. I still remember in under 16, under 19s, probably under 13s as well. The tournament used to happen together. Under 13, 16, 19 used to take place together. And the total number of entries used to be probably 1,000. And that would be in places where badminton is really popular, like Hyderabad or let's say Kochi, and Bangalore. So those places had a lot of like entries. But back then, they used to be able to hold, like organize 13, 16, 19 together. And right now, as I know, 13 they've divided 13, 15, and 17, 19. And sometimes these days they are only making they're only organizing 13 and then 15, 17, and 19 separately, because the number of entries that are coming is insanely high, and they don't have as many courts to actually organize a tournament of that scale. So I think the number of entries has grown in leaps and bounds. I think over probably 5x, 10x of what it was probably a decade ago. But I think, like you said, I think the the quality may not have been up to the mark. I think it's still there's plenty of things everybody needs to do. I think the players especially need to buck up, because the support from um, uh, everywhere, from the government, from VA, from um, uh, uh, places like supporting agencies like Go Sports, Reliance Foundation, OGQ has been tremendous. The number of people who are getting funded, because when I started playing, I think until under 16, under 17, or not even under 16, under 19. I was still funding it on my own. All my domestic travel, everything was funded by myself. But only after under 19 is when I actually got help for, let's say, for playing international tournaments. I needed the support because not everybody is can afford that.
Of
So
course.
right now, I think the funding has been really, really good. But I think it's the players who need to start believing in themselves that yes, we can play at the highest level. Things I thought I feel things are improving. It's not that it's not improving, but I feel it's there's still a lot more work that can be done. We saw the World Junior athletes win a bronze for the first time last year, which is a positive sign. And probably it's the first time that we won that. So I think things are improving, but there are plenty more things that they can do, and I think they should start believing that yes, we can be world beaters because there are plenty of examples they can. For us as doubles players, we didn't have a lot of people to look up to, and that Indians can play at the highest level. But right now they can see us and believe that yes, it is very much possible. And I feel whenever I meet the youngsters, I tell them you really need to push yourselves to the limit and start believing that things are possible and things can, if you put in the right kind of effort and in the right direction, you can be in the among the best players in the world. And I think uh, I think it's all up to the players how they see themselves, and I think it's really, really important for them to be goal oriented and not really be satisfied with being, let's say, in the top 30s or top 40s. If they have the capability to be the best in the world, they should uh, go for it. And I think, yeah, I hope in the coming days we'll see many more pairs in the top 20s, top 30s.
Last two questions. One, clearly Asian Games will be paramount, defending champions, but all these pairs, the Chinese, the Koreans, the Indonesians, the Malaysians, it is kind of world championship in a sense because except maybe the Danes and couple of others, but maximum number of top pairs coming from Asia. That is as important as or as tough as the Olympic Games or the World Championships. As defending champions, are there going to be special plans? Will you work on anything special, defense, offense, any particular drill? Have you all planned that? Because clearly, I've known you all to plan things very well, and
Mm,
that's what eventually it's about, that planning
mm,
and then execution.
mm.
Any particular plans in place for the Asian Games?
No plans as such. I think we closer to the tournament, we start focusing solely on Asian Games, and other events sort of become take a backseat. And even if we are participating in a tournament, it would be to sort of prepare ourselves for the Asian Games. And I think Asian Games have it in us to go all the way. And I think we just have to uh, keep keep pushing ourselves and believing in ourselves.
Okay, and the last one. I mean, when you come back from a period of injury like it is now, is there anything again, Chirag? I mean, does it happen that you can switch on, switch off, or is it also about being rusty for a while, even at this level? And finally, the World Championship in Delhi, home crowd. I hope there is no bird poop and any of that stuff that derails the commentary, and the focus is
Mm,
firmly on the players.
mm,
Uh, in terms of that recognition debate, I know you will not earn one tenth of an IPL player, but is it enough now? I mean, and the World Championship in Delhi, what are the things that Chirag Shetty wants to see? Obviously, I want to see crowds. I want to see packed crowds. I want to see proper broadcast. I want to see a build up. I want to see a proper celebration. There has to be sponsors. What are the things that you all want to see? Because it's part of that recognition debate. It's part of sort of monetizing the sport, making the sport more viable. Thoughts on the World Championship?
Yeah, I think it's in our home country almost after I think the last time it was held was in 2009. So 16, 17 long years. And finally it's back in our home country. And I think I would love to see crowds turn up right from day one and cheer the whole Indian team. In general, you'll see plenty of good matches. And I think as an athlete, especially in when you're playing in your home country, when you see so many people come up in the stadiums, I think it really boosts your confidence to a whole new level, and it really pumps you up. So I think um, if you are able to see that, all the Indian athletes are able to see that, then it will uh, definitely boost our confidence, and it will really pump us up to do better for the country. So I think that is one thing that is one of the only things I would want. I think to see plenty of people and who are cheering for us and backing us up.
I leave it at that. I leave it at
Mm.
that, Chirag Shetty. I mean, I hope you and Satvik recover soon because clearly you'll have become role models and aspirational role models for many, and for us to kind of write about, follow, talk about. And that's why wherever you are, I mean, we have a time difference, different parts of the world, but we follow every game because it gives us a lot of joy. So I leave it at that. Wish you all the very best. Hope this injury is not serious enough. You guys come back, the support staff is in place because plenty of important tournaments coming up. So all the very
Yes,
best. Catch up soon, and thank you
yes.
very, very much for your time.
Thank you,
Thank
thank you, thank you so much. Thank you
you.
for having me. Thank you.